No, I had Werther's last time. God, that shit was so funny. All right, we're going to start the podcast. So everything has to go. Whatever episode.
Season 2.
Yeah, Season 2. We're movers. We talk about moving stuff, and then we just, in general, talk shit for the most part.
Random nonsense interjected.
And I'm Bennett. We'll go around.
I'm Rowdy Row, Tennessee Cypress.
Oh.
Not even going to do your AKAs or your wood
Bro,
name?
I'm tired. Bro.
My fingers hurt.
Just had to say it. But we got Kyle, Drywall Assassin, a.k.a. Swamp Ash, a.k.a. Fredward Coleslaw.
And I'm White Oak.
There you go.
Burgundy Stallion, Strawberry McThickums. We'll throw it up. Bring the energy up. That's all we got today. That's kind of a small group. That's all right, though. Yeah.
Well, everyone expected you to be too tired to do it.
That's true.
I am tired.
Brad was like, Bennett doesn't want to do that shit.
Mm-hmm. He's right. That's all right. A little disappointed everybody left, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next time. What are we talking about today? What did I say? Useless pieces of furniture.
Yeah.
How about just useless shit that we have to deal with in general?
Yeah.
Useless. Specifically useless is what I'm looking for. My go-to every time is fucking bed frames.
Yeah.
Headboards, I know I've talked about it before. Headboards and footboards are completely worthless. The metal frame that like lifts your bed up, that serves a purpose because you're old and your knees hurt. Mm-hmm. Like how I feel right now.
I had a bed frame try and murder me this week. I mean, that's probably a little bit overkill. But
there was an accident.
Yes. Well, not exactly even an accident per se, but it was very poorly put together, and it was one of those shitty ones. You guys have seen like 100 of them. That's like it adds like an extra 3 inches of like carpeted nonsense on each side too.
Sure.
Just super stupid to get to. All the fucking bolts stick in from the end, and you have to wrench them, but you can only turn it like a fifth of a turn every fucking time, so you just have to keep
the classic design.
So naturally, I got annoyed doing that with the wrench on the first one, and went to go just try and unloosen it with my fingers. Stuck my finger in there, and there was a giant staple sticking out like a 1/8 of an inch below where that was, and it went under my fingernail. You can see it went all the way back to like almost my cuticle.
I heard about
so,
it. Yeah.
Of course, naturally, they were just talking about how they were getting their rug clean that was underneath it, and I'm like spraying blood out of my finger and running outside and being like, well, I hope you are getting that rug clean because it's probably got some blood on it now, but sorry about that.
Yeah,
my bad.
I don't remember who was telling me, but they're like, yeah, Kyle was just squirting blood everywhere. I was like, well, damn.
Seriously, I did not think that would be a thing. Like, I've stabbed myself on that sort of thing multiple times and been like, ow, and then I'll pull it out and be like, huh. And then I'm like, oh, now it's bleeding. But this was like immediate. The second I came, I was just like, I was like, oh, fuck. Grabbed it and it was all soaked. And then, of course, Goose didn't have any Band-Aids, so I had to run over there. All I had in there was alcohol pads, so I started wiping it off with that, ran over to the van to go check that, and there nothing in there, so luckily I had a couple of extra Band-Aids in my backpack. Otherwise, I would have just been like, well, I guess I'll just bleed outside for a while until it stops, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Bleed until you stop.
Man, yeah.
Good Journey song, right?
Classic.
Yeah.
Don't stop bleeding.
Yeah. Don't stop bleeding.
Kind of sounds more like a Cannibal Corpse song or something, but I don't know.
I have a cool Cannibal Corpse story for you. Mm-hmm. This guy, Ben Lepper, he's a big Christian now. He wasn't like an atheist or anything, but he loved the heavy stuff, you know. He was a big metal guy. He had a Jeep Liberty that he played Cannibal Corpse in, and the whole Jeep, like the defroster went nuts, fogged up the entire windshield, and the Jeep just died. And it was
nice.
He said that he swears that the clock showed 6:66.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No doubt.
But this is the same guy whose buddy's, his buddy's brother put like a voodoo hex curse on a lady, like that he was seeing, and then he said that she wound up mysteriously in the hospital because her intestines were eating themselves.
Oh.
and the doctors didn't know what happened there.
Oh no!
So
Witchcraft.
black metal works. Yeah.
That's a random fun fact. That's Jim Carrey's favorite band. That's why they were in Ace Ventura. That's the band that he gets on stage with in the first one. Starts singing with him.
Oh, really?
Well, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah. So small. None of us involved with
Weird
that
facts.
at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking at a few worthless pieces of shit right here.
Oh, look at all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I did.
Plastic Christmas tree. We got.
I did see a because there's an exercise bike over there.
Mm-hmm.
There was an exercise bike we loaded into a pod today, and it had a little sticker on the leg that said, "This is known to cause cancer in in like women and pregnant people," or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really funny because I was like, I told you guys, you don't need to exercise. That shit causes cancer.
I think in California, everything causes cancer.
Something like that. It
Prop
at least has to
65.
warn you that it does, whether it does or not.
Yeah.
You know.
Gotta watch out.
Any plastic whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, exercising's for the birds. Huh?
Yeah.
Treadmills are up there. That was another one on that job where I stabbed my finger. Dude was like, yeah, the treadmill should make it up out of the basement just fine. And then we got it up to the split one stair landing that you can't turn around in, of course. He was like, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, that went down there in a box. I'm gonna
Thanks,
punch
bud.
you in the head.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm going to put you in a box.
Right?
Oh man, today was a whole thing. But speaking of the treadmill too, stop having treadmills. Go outside and run, you assholes.
Or if you're gonna have one, don't put it in your fucking basement storage room where you know you're not gonna use it, and then it just gets covered in dust, and we have to take it apart and put it back together just to get it in some fucking room where you won't even use it.
Speaking of that exact scenario, we apparently moved these people out. We've moved them like 3 or 4 times or some shit. And we moved them to an apartment. And then today, because they were redoing their whole house, getting it completely remodeled, and I guess they lived there for like a year. And now, or today, we moved them back in, and they're like showing us around the new place. And they're like, yeah, the treadmill has to go in this room. And it's the narrowest fucking hallway, 90-degree turn, straight down, all the way at the end, tiny fucking doorway. He's like, you guys got it out. I was like, I bet we fucking did. So me and Jake just had to be super fucking careful and like have it at an angle, because you got to have it at an angle or else the feet or the arms are too long. And I already had to take it apart slightly. But eventually we just got it to a point where we kind of put it on like a huge stack of pads because it's so heavy and the floors were brand new that we could just kind of like twist it around. That was a pain in the ass. Motherfuckers. In fact, I've moved 2 stationary bikes today.
Got 2 in.
Yeah. And a treadmill. Oh well.
What was the pod load about? Were they just redoing the floor, or were they moving?
I guess they were like looking for a house, but they were going to go live in an apartment first. So half the shit was going to the apartment and the other half was going to storage. And all things considered, that was like the best that job could have gone. It just sucks starting a 3-hour job at fucking 2 p.m.
Yeah.
That's
what me and Brad were talking about today.
Yeah.
Somebody was trying to book something that they couldn't start until like 2 or something, and it was loading a U-Haul out of a 10 by 30 in Johnstown or something. It's like, ugh.
Well, on the plus side, you have an 8, so that, you know.
Yeah. No, I told you I had a Slim Jim and some peanuts. I had some wasabi peas too.
Yeah.
Exotic.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
Do you have a specific brand of wasabi pea?
No, I got them in my backpack. Hold on, let's see what the brand is. They just come in kind of that clear bag. You see them randomly in gas stations. And I
Not
fucking
a
love them.
That's what I'm
sponsor.
saying. Like,
Not a sponsor.
Not sponsored. Value natural quality you can see and taste wasabi peas. They're my favorite.
All right.
Value Natural sounds familiar, but like there's no, you know, like when you think peanuts, you think Planters. Wasabi peas is just like
I think
that
I
comes
have
in a clear
Planters
bag.
too. Yeah, I think that's the brand I have is Planters. Yeah, that's a Planters corner right there if I ever see one.
I definitely am a fan of those. The wasabi almonds are good too.
Those are good, man. The 7-Eleven, or is it 7-Eleven brand? Or
they're the, what is the other? Blue Diamond or whatever?
Oh, yeah. It's blue something.
Both of them are good. Yeah.
The 7-Eleven's got some good peanuts. They got good flavors. Listen, I gotta be excited about something, okay?
Don't you besmirch
I'm not smirking.
8 fucking years.
I think Mr. Planner's got me too a couple of years ago. So.
Probably. You can't have a monocle and not...
He'd be a creep. Pringles guy? Monocle.
Just looking for something.
Convicted rapist, yeah. That's a fancy peanut, though. I think this is new, too. This candy stuff.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we got a little
Those people were just here the other day when I was in the office, too. JD was, like, almost openly talking shit to the lady before she even let her bring it in.
Good. Yeah,
she was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, we've had a couple of those over there. They usually don't do very well, so I don't know. We'll put them in this other side.
You know, you're double fisting seltzers and you see a Crunch Bar, you never know.
There's a couple of decent things in there. There's some gummy bears and some candy bars.
What's the thing?
Some meat sticks. And
I guess to clarify a little bit, it's like one of those snack trays that you pay $1 for, except it's $1.25.
Yeah. Inflation.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe Biden.
Thanks, Biden. But now we have one, and it's looking awfully tempting. I might have to scrounge up $1.25.
It's got a Venmo QR code on there, so you don't actually even need cash anymore.
Oh, wow. At least they're in the future.
Yeah. Some people. Here, I'll grab it. It's a quarter. Got Snickers and Hubba Bubbas and TGI Fridays potato skins.
Those are pretty good.
All right. The meat stick for $1.25. That's a bargain. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie.
That is a bargain, man. That shit's like $3 fucking nowadays. Yeah. That's killing me.
All right. Well,
there's Doritos and Cheetos. And,
Okay.
All kinds of name brand shit. Some Planters. There you go. Salted peanuts.
Snacks.
Salted cashews. Those are definitely worth more than $1.25.
Yeah, that's the truth. That much. Cashews are worth like...
There's Emergency in here. God damn. We got everything. Everything a mover could need.
Everything a growing mover needs.
I think, what do you think? Cashews are the most expensive nut, probably?
Oh,
pistachios or cashews?
Pistachios are up there.
They're up there.
Sure, yeah. Cashews are pretty pricey. I'm sure there's some kind of like exotic nut that's way more expensive, but in common...
Brazil nuts or something weird.
There's like a spicy cashew thing that Planters has now as a frequent gas station purchaser.
Yes, yeah.
I did come up with another piece of furniture, though, that's totally worthless, and we see semi-often. Stadium seats.
Yes.
I get it. You like your team. You know, it's cool to have a piece of a stadium or some shit, but you know that's ended up in your basement. You know it's getting pushed in the back corner. Your wife fucking hates it. Don't have that goddamn thing.
They do love to talk about it, though, when you pick it up.
Oh, yeah.
Because they haven't seen it in 6 years. They're like, oh, yeah, it's from the Yankee Stadium.
I forgot I had that. Was that in my basement? Weird. Okay.
Yeah, so weird. Strange that the thing you put in your basement is still there.
I almost went down that slippery slope, though. When they destroyed Hughes Stadium, I almost picked up like a couple of those. And I was like, no.
I don't know if I've moved a Hughes seat yet. I feel like I probably should have by now.
Definitely a lot of the Mile High Stadium.
A lot of the Mile High Stadium, yeah, for sure.
I mean, and again, my fake grandparents had some of those, so I kind of understand that. They were season ticket holders for like 30 years or whatever, like basically the entire time the stadium existed, so I get it, but...
Yeah. But once again,
I don't know.
Ends up in your basement.
Yeah.
And then it sits there.
Next one, I'm a bit of a hypocrite on this one, so I'm going to try not to bash it too hard, but I do like my vinyls, but man, that shit is heavy, pound for pound. If you get a couple of milk crates of vinyls, you're an asshole.
It's making a comeback, but yeah. Especially the people who can't pack them, yeah, where they're just like, oh, I'll just throw like all of these in a giant tote or something. Like, dude, that's completely immovable. What do you...
Yeah.
It's the purest sound quality you could have.
Uh-huh.
Or you could just fucking look at your cell phone and be 1,000 miles away from everything and fucking play music from it.
Exactly. I do like it though. The scratches and pops.
It's not the same, Bennett. It's about the experience.
It's also like smoking a cigarette, right? There's a process, or even doing a spliff. You know, you have a certain, put the needle on, and you get your stuff ready, and then it's like I get it.
It starts
there's
skipping, and you yell at your kids because you're angry.
No, like I said, I was gonna bash it.
Yeah.
No, I understand. Yeah, but that shit is so heavy.
Yeah. Speaking of audio stuff, though, how's it going with the mics?
I have made no effort in the past 2 weeks.
It's just too frustrating.
It's a little slower, so I'm a little poorer. So I've been putting off buying more stuff.
Time is money.
Yeah, it's this week I'm fucking slammed, and tomorrow I'm going to be out for fucking ever again. So
yeah.
Goddamn purple mattress.
Mm-hmm. Did your taxes already? No, you're waiting on crypto, right?
No, I got my stuff for crypto and stuff. I just haven't done it yet. The way my taxes are set up, here's the tax portion of the podcast. I think I did one extra exemption.
Financial advice.
Yeah, do not take this financial advice. But I think I did one extra exemption or something when I initially signed up. So every year I pretty much break even. I owe or get back between $20 negative or plus.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, so it's not a huge... Well, that just means I get paid the appropriate amount all year.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But this year's going to be a little tricky because I started getting into the cryptos and all that jazz. And I at least got to have that shit on my records.
The Doge.
Yeah.
Went down the Doge
The
train.
Doge,
Yeah,
the SMPs.
I had one of those weird opposite years. Usually for me, it's... I get more back federally than I do with state, and this year was the complete opposite. I only got $20 back from federal, and it was $400 or $500 from state, which I was that doesn't seem right, but sure.
I feel like I normally get more from state,
but
and once again, it's usually $40.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. I don't know, but it's usually I feel like the last 2 or 3 years have been around 1,000, and this year it's only 400, but it's whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
COVID. Or,
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
COVID.
Certainly a part of it. But
Certainly a part of it, yeah.
I don't know.
You weren't unemployed this year, though, or last year.
No.
No, you were
The
here
year
whole
before
year.
I was.
Yeah, okay.
In between the CBD place and coming back here for the second time. But, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
how she goes sometimes.
Yeah. All that shit blended together. TurboTax asked me, they were like, this is important, it will take longer if you don't remember. Did you get a third stimulus check? And I was like, shit, I don't know.
See, yeah, I had to go back into my bank statement and look that up because I was like, I had to have. I know I did, but I knew that I didn't have my mailing address set up that I would get the letter or whatever they said it would come on. They'd give you a 1099 or whatever the form is or whatever, and I was like, well, I definitely don't have that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But it said if you can't confirm that way, to go back through your bank records, and luckily I have the app for my bank and went back through to the last March or whatever, and I was like, oh, yep, there it is, $1,400. So okay, all right, I get
I'll keep that in mind.
I'm poor enough to
yeah,
get stimulus, so cool, I'll take it.
I do need to do that soon. Well, I guess I have a couple months, but still, I need to get taxes done.
I already did mine, but
that's not really enough to constitute microphone equipment. I figure you might get a big refund back.
Nah.
Fun government money.
Nah, I get paid the appropriate amount all year, and then I distribute to my savings accounts. Distribute to the stock market.
It still kind of weirds me out. Some people who manage that shit differently too. Jake is always talking about how he takes out a whole shitload, and he got back $5,000 or something this year. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
That's pretty weird. Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's cool to get that influx every once in a while, but he was like, yeah, I just immediately put it into my credit cards and stuff. It's like, you could have just been doing that all year.
That's the thing. It's pretty much for people who can't save money.
Yeah.
Which is fair. If you're not good with it, Uncle Sam is slightly better.
Sometimes.
Yeah, something like that, sure.
I'm looking over at that meat stick, man. $1.25.
It's a good deal, dude. It's no joke, a good deal.
That would normally cost like $2.50, I think.
Yep.
So that's $1.25 you can put into crypto.
Oh. Speaking of crap that we buy at gas stations like meat sticks, we're all a pretty big fan of the Gator lights and the Electrolytes.
Yes. Very true.
I think it's supposed to be Electrolyte, but Electrolyte is way better in name.
Absolutely.
Powerade has one.
Really?
Yeah, it's Powerade Ultra.
Okay.
And I got it today, and it's just like 50% more electrolytes. And I was like, I definitely need them electrolytes. That's what I crave.
Pump them in me. Powerade.
Give me more. But it's also $1 fucking cheaper than Gatorlights.
Okay.
Oh,
so I have noticed those are getting a little ridiculous
like
these
$3,
days. Bro.
Yeah. The
Pedialyte started that. They're like, I'll use it for hangovers. $7.
Yeah.
Cool.
The Revitalites, is that what they're called?
Sounds right.
It's another brand. They have the huge jug, or I say huge, but they're probably like 30 ounces or something like that. But they're like $7, and I love them.
Yeah.
I love them so much, but they're $7 for 30 ounces of beverage. Beer's less than 50 cents a can. Shit's cheaper than soda, yeah.
True. This is this is just a fine seltzer. This is the Montucky Hard Seltzer.
Yeah.
That was the expensive thing that I bought today. Which was
was the Montucky seltzer?
I think those were like 13 or something for a 12-pack. So again, slightly over $1 per. But the other two 12-packs I got were $8.99 because they were on sale. And I was like, that's a bargain. Why not?
Why not, Who cares? Yeah, what is that other one you got there? The unfiltered
got
wheat?
Some Boulevard unfiltered wheat
and
and
give one of those a try. I tried one of those, yeah.
Mile High Light Beer Outlaw. I don't know which is what or what is what on
the official title there.
I don't know. I'm assuming Outlaw is the name of the beer? I don't know. Maybe it's Outlaw Brewery.
I hope
I'm
it's
not
just
sure.
Mile High Light.
But yeah.
I hope so.
Confusing branding on those. I'm not really sure which.
Yeah, let's try one of these wheat boys.
Those are good. I like those a lot. That's one of my recent go-tos is, any sort of unfiltered or farmhouse ales are right up my alley these days. I don't know what it is.
Well, what constitutes a farmhouse ale?
I think it's pretty much the same thing. It's wheat-based, and typically it's, less filtered, more of a, long brew type of situation. I mean, it's pretty much it's like a hazy amber kind of.
Yeah, I've heard
as opposed to like a clear one.
Okay.
Beautifully hazy.
Beautifully hazy. See?
American wheat beer
like our
with
boss.
a citrus kick.
Oh, so good. This is actually a pretty good beer. That's a good drinking beer.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's where they missed out, though. Just get one of these vending machines, put in 40s or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We drink all the beer, and you need one more beer. Vending machine.
$17 for
way back in the day, we had that vending machine. I'm 100% sure we talked about this. But we had that vending machine that had snacks and shit in it, and it had Red Bulls in it. And every once in a while, it's like, man, I'm glad I could snag a Red Bull.
Yeah, a little sugar kick.
Yeah, just get that going.
This will be a random aside, too, but I had, who was I with for that? Oh, Josh. We had a fourth floor for this guy that we were just moving stuff into a U-Haul for him. And we ended up getting there, and we kept getting stuck in the lobby because it was one of those, you needed a key fob. We had to go through, their weird back alley, by the dumpsters and stuff down the hallway, out the door that we had to prop open with some cardboard because you couldn't actually, leave it open and that sort of shit. But they had a vending machine in their lobby that had $4 monsters in it, and I was, desperate enough that Josh was like, I need to use the bathroom before we go up. And I was like, well, I'm not going to try and get that stupid elevator to come down until both of us are ready to go back up. So I got distracted and was like, I could use a monster right now. And, of course, put a $5 bill in there. and then hit it, and it said out.
Oh.
And so I just started hitting everything, and everything was out. So it just spit back out $5 worth of quarters that I had to carry around in my
just made
pocket
change.
the rest of the day. And I was so annoyed because every time I would go downstairs or something, it'd just be like, like just fucking massive change shaking sounds coming out of my pocket. It's like, God damn it. This is my nightmare. No energy drink and just a giant change pocket that I have to fucking carry around the rest of the day.
Just jangling around.
I'd be cool with it if like Americans had more of a, like, I guess Japanese stuff, where like, man, I didn't know I needed that. Here it is.
In the vending machine.
Yeah. I mean, they take it too far. There's like used panties.
Yeah,
and
we don't,
we
don't need all that.
Oh, what did we those people we loaded the pod for? It was a white dude, and then I guess his wife. She was Japanese, and she was like very Japanese, very nice people actually. Like I said, that job went as good as it could have gone. But she was labeling her boxes, and some of the boxes she would label in Japanese, and Jake's like, that one straight up says Bagu. I was like, is that just a box full of bags? And then later there was. What was it? It was like rollerblades. Yeah. She replaced a lot of L's with R's.
Nice.
And I was like, fair enough. I mean, yeah, you probably speak English better than I do.
Yeah, true.
Realistically.
Very true, Bennett.
Yeah.
What was fragile? Could you make out the word fragile?
No. Like, most of it was in English. There was just a couple of the occasional she would write it in Japanese and then subtitle it in English or stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No.
A box of bags. Oh, there it is. Yeah. The classic.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I had a box of boxes the other day. Speaking of this, we could go to this weekend movie. Let me look at my phone. Oh, to start out with, I know I already talked to you about this, Rao. I don't think Kyle has heard this. Rao had those Werther's Originals from the black guy on the last podcast. I'm the one who moved that guy on Sunday.
Nice.
And
classic.
Man, Tay was making fun of that guy so hard. He's like, that is the whitest black dude I have ever met in my life.
Because he's got a lot of room to talk.
That's true. But he did have the Werthers. That shit was cracking me up, though. I was talking to Jake about it today. It's like, yeah, me and Tay were just making fun of that dude all day. And Jake's like, oh, I wanted to do that. I was stuck putting beds together for like 4 hours. Look at my phone here. I got some.
Yeah, I guess I could get into today while you guys are looking through, too. So we got defeated by a couch, which is very unusual and very frustrating.
Oh, it's a shame.
So, yeah. I wish Boot was here to give you the description from the dude, because he fucking nailed the impression of this guy, too. But dude literally, like, was trying to explain it to us, and he was like, yeah, you know, when they put it in there, there was just 2 guys, and they just, like, had it, and then they'd, like, it was, like, in the hallway, and then pop.
It's like, thanks, man.
Okay.
Thanks, bro.
Cool. And just, like, everything we would do, he'd be like, well, did you try this? And it's like, you just watched us try that. What are you talking about? And we ended up having to have him sign a release of liability, and we definitely fucked up some trim on both of their doors, because there was like it was like an office or whatever that it was in, and then immediately across the hall was a bathroom. But the hallway was only 34 inches wide, and the couch was 39 inches wide. So it was like, how is that even fucking possible that they got it into the hallway to begin with? Like,
yeah.
What are you talking about? But you could see that they had, like, super fucked up the wall into the kitchen. It was, like, just enough of a turn that maybe going in they could have had enough height or, like, angle.
Slight angle, yeah.
And, like, shoved it into the drywall enough to kind of get it around there. But it was, like, you could do that, but we can't get that back out of there.
Yeah.
Like, we took the whole bed mechanics out of the sleeper sofa. Damn. So that it was just the wood, and we still couldn't bend it enough to get it around that corner. We're just like, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, usually coming out. Well, I say usually coming out means that it got in somehow.
Right.
But there was one time someone hired us to saw a couch in half.
Right.
To pull it out of their remodeled house.
I've had a couple of those too, or like one of the goofiest jobs I had a long time ago. I can't remember who was on me. I think it was me in camp. And this dude had a couple of beds in his basement, and we were like, bro, these are not coming out of here. And he's like, oh no, don't worry, they will, because to get them down here, I had to saw the frames or like the box springs in half, so they fold. And we're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well then maybe, but yeah, it was still a fucking struggle, but we made it. But yeah,
Well, checks out.
yeah,
Me and Rao got beat by that couch.
We did and we didn't, because we both realized it was nigh impossible.
It
But
certainly.
we said, fuck it, yeah, let's try. So
Yeah.
we almost had it too, which is crazy, but the thing was like 9 feet long, probably from the 1920s.
It had 4 fucking legs on the front.
On the front, yeah.
It's
It was
ridiculous.
an octopod.
Yeah.
It had 8 legs total. Pretty cool couch, I guess, if you're like, I don't know,
If you want to sit.
if you're a prohibition gangster.
Yeah.
Like
If
Al
you-
Capone would have had that.
If you're
yeah.
from 1928, this is a great couch for you.
Yeah. You can
That-
smoke your pipe on it, yeah.
That other couch shouldn't have made it either. That
It should
fucking
not
sleeper.
have,
God
yeah.
damn it, because we're going to have to take that bitch out of there. That's going to be
Maybe.
just terrible.
Yeah. You might paint a better picture of, I guess, the whole scenario of that house. The dead mom.
Oh, my God.
Everything was like,
It was a pretty... I don't want to say out of the ordinary situation, because the shit we see is just ridiculous.
yeah.
But it was like... She was renting the house that was already furnished from an old lady. Was that her mom? Was she related to her?
it was the landlord's mom, who's,
Okay.
who's also a lady, but
She was renting from the landlord, and it was the landlord's mom's house, and it was already a furnished house, and so she had decided, because the mom died, is that right? Or
Yeah,
she just
she-
went
well-
to a home or something?
given all that furniture, she could have died like 80 years ago. Like,
That's fair. Yeah.
with the organ and like,
that's true. That's
they
true.
probably did the Charleston at her funeral. Like, she probably had been dead for quite some time.
But either way, we're the tenant, our customer. She had a bunch of shit. God damn, this goes deep, doesn't it? She had
Yeah, it sounds linear, and you go, "Oh no, there's more." It's like,
So she had a ton of shit in a fucking storage unit, starting out with. Because she's living in this furnished house, so all her stuff is in that storage unit. So for whatever reason, she decided that this furnished house, they were going to move all the furniture into the back room, and then she was going to move in her furniture into the house.
until her house gets finished.
Yeah, until she finishes her house, but she had to individually select items from the storage unit and point to each one and say whether or not we were taking it with us to the new house. So that all happened. Naturally. We put all that shit in there. Then we have these 2 gigantic motherfucking couches that have to go in the room in the very back of the house, straight down a hallway, 90-degree turn. And that giant, ridiculous old couch absolutely did not fit. That giant, ridiculous sleeper, probably from the 70s, not the 20s, did fit.
Did fit.
And that should not have fit. And that is going to be such a pain in the ass to get out.
It'll be another one of those situations where, like, I don't fucking know how
Yeah.
they did it.
Yeah.
Some black magic. Maybe they spat on it and, like, lubed it up.
It's
like,
insane.
We had a really good one of those a long time ago too. That was during my first stint here. That I'm pretty sure it was me, Boot, and Eckfield, and this dude had like a downstairs like theater room or something, and both of them were on the first part of the job, and the dude, like, we could not get the couch to fit into the stairwell because they had built in like a bookshelf on the wall at the bottom of the stairs, and they were like, dude, we were in your house and we brought this down here and that shit wasn't there. And he was like, no, it was there. And then they were like, no, it wasn't. And then he was like, Oh, yeah, you're right. No, it wasn't. And the dude ended up having to beat the thing apart with a fucking hammer just to get the couch out of there. Because he's like, well, we're not leaving that there. And it's like, well, then that thing has to get out of there. And it's built into the fucking wall. And we're not dealing with it. So figure it out. And he's like, all right. And just goes and grabs a hammer and starts beating the side off of it.
I love customers that figure it out. If I say, here's the problem, figure it the fuck out. Help me help you. We'll give each other back scratches.
You were there for that too.
Before we get too deep into whatever, I do want to throw in that job we did when we moved everything to the back room. I did get a picture of one of the paintings that was moved in the back room. It wasn't a painting. It was a knitted Last Supper. I'll pull up a picture so you can see it, Kyle. But it is the Last Supper. But it's all like, I don't know if crochet's the right word.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that
needlepoint Jesus.
Yeah, needlepoint Jesus is what you called him. All right, go ahead.
Because I don't know if we had talked about that. I think that was in the gap in between. But we had that job that went out to that house. I think that was Longmont or something. But they had like the unfinished staircase, and we had to go down that rock path for like 300 fucking yards just to get to the front door. And then we had to take apart that fucking treadmill to get into their master bedroom for whatever fucking reason we would have that in there. And then they had a desk in a box that would not fit into their office too, that we had to take out of there. And the dude was like, well, just take the trim off the door and whatever. So we were like doing all this shit, and then we ended up having to take it like completely apart anyway too. And it was just like, God, this is such a fucking waste of time.
Right. The discrepancy though, it wasn't just like, well, just you guys do it. He's like, here's a crowbar.
Yeah.
Nuts. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Right. I was stuck in the room, and they were stuck on the outside, and he was handing me tools over the thing.
Nice.
Just like, yeah, just go for it.
Ripping that bitch
all right,
off.
you got it.
That's always a good
If
time.
you tell me to,
Yeah.
I'll fucking do it.
I forgot about that stone path though. There was like all those broken down tractors.
so
and he's like,
bad.
let me get these pieces of shit out of your way. And I was
Yeah,
like,
if I haven't uploaded pictures of that, I definitely have them. I'll have to find it. So that shit was ridiculous.
I don't think.
Unreasonable.
Oh, we didn't talk about it last time because it didn't happen by the time we did it last time. Old Shoe's house. I keep saying his name, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. Because what the fuck does that even mean? Mm-hmm. We put dozens of boxes into his crawl space.
Nice.
That's his crawl space. Are you fucking kidding me?
That looks great.
I was so mad. I went down there first, and I'm like, I'm struggling, Jake. And he's like, you don't need to be down there anymore. It's like 3 feet fucking tall.
Can you pull that up again?
Yeah. I couldn't get a good picture. Or I shouldn't say couldn't. I was just so cramped. I was like, I gotta get out of here.
That doesn't always do justice to, you know?
Yeah.
So like, well, dimensionally, what am I looking at? Is that like a foot high or 2 feet high?
It's more than that, I would imagine. But still,
I
not a
would
whole
say
lot.
upwards of 3 feet tall.
Definitely
I
not
see.
standard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying
You
now.
see how tall that I-beam is, and then how tall the
Yeah.
whole thing is? It looks miniature when you look at it.
That's what I was, because like
Yeah.
upon inspection, I thought it was one of those doors that opens that's like, you know, maybe 2 feet, 3 feet high in a basement. That kind of crawl space is what I thought you were getting into.
It's a trapdoor to a ladder that takes you down like 3 feet.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
Under the
still
house.
one of the dumbest things I had to do on this job. That was a long time ago, too. I can't remember who else was there for that. I think we had 4 people. But it was definitely me, Boot, and Mac back in the day. Had to take water hardeners out of this person's crawl space.
Dope.
That were completely full of water, too. So they each weighed like 200 fucking pounds, and just like, God, what a nightmare. I think it was Derek, because I'm pretty sure we sent Derek down there because we were like, you're the smallest person, you have to go.
You gotta get Derek.
Figure out how to fucking pull these over to this fucking trap door, and then we'll figure out how the hell to get them out of there.
Old
What
Derek.
a nightmare.
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Derek.
happy
Oh,
birthday.
yeah, it was his birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, Derek. Derek likes to pick up furniture and pretend it's a gun.
Yep.
And he does, he does that with everything. He'll come out with like a fucking bar stool and spin the feet and go, bah, 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 bah. And it's...
That's not a gun, okay? That's a Gatling.
But anyway,
Get your
I've been working with Jake a lot for some reason. And tell me this picture isn't the greatest thing ever.
Oh, hell yeah.
Jake's got a big old gun. out of like a bunk bed is what it was. And he came out with that shit. He's like, Derek will be so jealous. I was like, give me that picture.
I know you guys have seen those too, but there's those metal bed frame pieces that'll like kind of fold in half, but not exactly. And then they kind of like sit like a sniper rifle. And I got Derek and Josh so good one day because I was carrying one of those out and I just kept like sprinting up the ramp and I was like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. And then I just fucking laid down in the back of the truck and just... It's so dumb, but yeah, it is a good time.
Yeah. Anything to boost morale, right?
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
I didn't get any pictures, and I'm real annoyed about that. But speaking of weird situations and or house setups, so probably something you'll have to bleep out here in a second too. But we did another job for yesterday, and so the load up. This house was fucking weird. It was like you walk in and it's a split level, and if you go down to the basement. There's like a wall that comes off at like a 120 degree angle with like a door that opens back towards the stairs kind of with like a room down there and then like a little storage room with a boiler and a living room. And that was all that was in the basement. And then you went up and there was 2 bedrooms, a full living room, another bedroom, and like a full kitchen, and then you go through a door and you're in like this atrium area that's got another kitchen and like just a balcony that looks down over this like weird area, and then like a door over on the other side that goes into like a laundry room with another bedroom and 2 other rooms, and then their whole garage was converted into like this weird like art studio kinda, but it looked like it used to be like a mechanic's garage or something, because it was paved on the 2 sides, but then all the way down the middle was just a bunch of like composite wood covering the middle, where it looked like you could have like driven a car over it and been able to like go underneath and work on it or something. But it was just like the weirdest.
Was it Old Town?
Biggest house? No, it was in Loveland. So it was just like, I don't know. We pulled up to it and we're just like, okay, this can't be too bad. And then she kept leading us through the house, and we were like, how the fuck is this house still going? Like, it just infinitely goes backwards. Because the first part of it was just like, okay, it's just like a tiny split level. Where did we go through to get into here? What is all this nonsense? And then, yeah, it was like, the one guy's stuff was all in one room, and the rest of it was like in these random pockets throughout the house that we kept being like, what? How is this still going? Why is there more?
So much shit.
It was bizarre. Yeah, and that was what at the drop off, the other lady was like, well, I'm going to have you all come back because half of this shit, probably not half of this shit. Probably 75% of this shit's going to have to go into storage because I don't have space for it. I was just like, well,
right?
It's not our problem right now, but okay. And like, yeah, I was getting real over that lady real quick too, because the first room, again, that was the guy that didn't have that much stuff. We ended up doing the one that had way more initially, because we were like, well, we gotta figure out how to fit all this shit in there, and then we'll go from there, because the other one should be pretty straightforward. But we got all that out and into the other room, and it was kind of, whatever. It fit. The other guy's stuff did not at all, but she kept being like, well, I wouldn't have put this over here. I would have put that there because then you'll get a glare on the TV or whatever. And I was like, it doesn't fit though. Like, this dude has 2 dressers, a TV stand, a bed, and a bookshelf for like a 8x10 room. None of that's going to fit anywhere. It doesn't matter. But the only way we're going to fit most of that stuff in here is the way that I put it. And it was by the time that we got the last couple pieces of furniture in there that she was like, You guys really thought this out because, that is the only way that works. It's like, thank you. All right. End of story. If you tell me to move any of it, yell at you.
A customer asks you, why won't that work? And you just respond with, well, you see, time and space is related.
Exactly.
Things only fit in certain
Ever heard
places.
of a tape measure? I mean, I could show you. I don't know if you can visualize it, but literally impossible. I don't know what you're talking about.
Useless shit.
Yeah, I got one.
Go for
I
it.
got one. If you got a motherfucking tall-ass, stupid plastic tote filled with fucking wrapping paper, you need to get that shit out of your fucking house. You are literally storing a foot by 3 feet tall piece of plastic filled with paper for 11 months. Recycle that bitch. Don't buy the plastic tote. Just recycle your damn paper you don't use. You're going to buy more next year and not use that shit. And then you're going to buy another plastic tote. And I think that was a good high horse.
Just Christmas in general. I had one of those the other day that I had to kind of get into this dude about that too, because he was like, well, we need to leave this stuff towards the front of the storage unit because I might need access to it. It's like, you told me you're moving out of here in July. Christmas isn't for another 6 months after that. You clearly aren't going to have an imaginary Christmas sometime between here and June. What are you fucking talking about?
It's like those people across the street from us, Rao, with all those fucking little things they put in their front yard.
I wonder where they go.
Where do they go?
Where do they go?
That is so many decorations. So many.
Well, they're so proud that they don't take it down until February.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Yeah.
Give it a couple weeks and get it out.
So maybe for those guys, they only use it 3 months out of the year. We'll say November to February.
That's like, what, 25% of the year?
It's not bad.
Think about it.
It's better. You could just store that crap for 9 months straight.
I'll get a picture next year. It's all dogs, which is tight.
It is all dogs. And every once in a while you see a dog walking through all the dogs, and it's like, all right.
Christmas dogs. In Target. Yeah, I don't know if they put it in storage or where it goes. But it doesn't go over to my house.
Yeah.
Thank God.
We got that one snowman. I don't even know where it came from.
That's all you need.
Back in the day, but pretty irrelevant, but it's a
very
Christmas,
relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, relevant to this conversation, but it's a Bernie's Mountain Dog LED Christmas
3.5 feet tall. Jesus. Big ass dog.
I don't remember who had that, but I was just like, I mean, why though? And it's so ugly. It does not look like a dog at all.
I
don't know.
It's like a bad taxidermy.
Yeah, really bad.
I was talking to Jake the other day. It might have been today.
It just feels like
yeah, I don't know what the fuck time it is. And here I go complaining about stuff again. But, you always start the walkthrough, and the people are always like, all right, we want you to take, the big furniture and the boxes. And you're like, all right, that's cool. Mm-hmm. You're walking through, you're checking things off. And by the end of that fucking walkthrough, they're pointing to a 1.5 foot tall fake plant in the corner saying, that needs to go.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a psychological thing where humans don't have that good of object permanence as they think they do, or they're just trying to get the most out of their money. It's tough to tell. Mm-hmm. Those people today were definitely trying to get the most out of their money, and we promised them good stuff. Damn that contract with that reduced price from 2 fucking years ago. Mm-hmm. Where $1,000 job nowadays is $1,200.
Well, does it need to go?
Yeah,
everything has to go, man.
I finally had one of those recently that, in the long run, still didn't end up going in our favor. But that was, we had done a job for them before. I think I brought that up. We did a phase 1 that I didn't realize it was the same people. It was one of those situations like we were talking about with Brad last week, where you pull up to the house and you're just like, God damn it, I was just here and I know how fucking stupid this is going to be. Yeah, and I ended up starting to talk to the dude, and he was like, well, I know this is, like, way more than I talked to them about, but, you know, I just, like, didn't realize it until we started actually going through everything. And it ended up getting to the point where he was like, wait, so you're telling me that you charge me for every single thing that goes on that truck? And I was like, yes, especially in this situation, because this was supposed to take an hour and a half and be, like, 10 things, and now I got, like, 8 fucking rooms to move. So, yeah, I'm going to charge you for every goddamn thing you make me move. That's fucked up. What do you think was going to happen? It's negative 10 degrees outside. So, no, I'm not happy about having an extra 3 fucking fridges and a bunch of random shit in your basement that I have to take care of now. Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's going to be me tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can feel it. Going to fucking Denver again.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, Broomfield, but... pretty much.
Are you going to hit him with the... I can take that, but it's going to cost you.
Yeah. I should have hit those customers today with more stuff, but man, me, Jake, and Slowly busted today out.
Good.
Yeah, we fucking crushed that shit, and we still weren't off till fucking 5 o'clock.
See, again, that was what was frustrating for us, too. It was like, man, we had our load up essentially done in like 2 hours, and then we spent an hour and 15 minutes fucking trying to figure that couch out.
That damn couch. Yeah.
Nope.
Let's see. I'm going to take a glance at the schedule here. I don't know. You guys got any useless shit that we see every day?
I mean, there's a lot. That's the difficult part. But,
it's narrowing it down.
Yeah. It's like stuff that I wouldn't even think of off the top of my head until I was like, why am I even doing this right now? But,
yeah, I need to start thinking of these things a week in advance.
Mm-hmm.
We just see so much of it, yeah.
See, seriously, just so much stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane how many things I've seen.
Paddleboards comes to mind, but people think they need that because of horse tooth, so, like, to them it's like a necessity.
That's a good point. The other day, I moved a bunch of fucking oars. And they didn't have, like, a kayak or anything. They just had oars.
Just in case.
It's like, what?
Well, so that was... me and Derek had a job not that long ago that was pretty ridiculous, too. That was another one with the same sort of situation, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, where the people were like, well, we want to move all the Christmas stuff towards the front of the storage unit. It's like, yeah, so you can get to it in fucking 10 months. Why are you trying to keep this storage unit for that long?
Yeah, right.
But, because that was one, too, that they said that they would have all the stuff dug out of the storage unit. It was a 10 by 30, and we were only taking, like, 6 things. And, of course, one of the 6 things was at the very back wall. Like, we had to almost move everything out of there just to get to it. And they were like, well, we're glad we hired you because you guys made a way better path through there than we would have. And it's like, yeah, I know.
Thanks.
Good thing that you guys didn't start ahead of us, because holy shit, that would have been a nightmare. But yeah, fuck, where was I even going with that?
I have no
distracting
idea.
myself.
So much shit.
I don't know. I lost it.
Yeah, who knows? I'll give props to our customers today. I'll say that. This was we loaded the pods, and at the very end, they paid in cash, and they were giving us tip, and he gave us $30 each, which is cool. And he was like, "Is that good?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." And he's like, "Okay, perfect," because we Googled it to see how much we should tip you guys. And I was like, "Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it." It's like, I just wanted to make sure that was enough for you guys. I was like, "Yeah, no problem."
Yeah.
He's like, "Do you guys eat? Are you guys going to go home and eat 10,000 calories?" I was like, "Yeah, maybe." It might happen. Thank goodness they were nice people, and thank goodness that job went okay.
I definitely did around that yesterday. We hit the old barbecue Love Shack after the
You bastards.
job yesterday. Oh man, it's so good.
I saw you guys coming back like right when I left.
So good. Yeah, we were all in like massive food coma state by then. I guess other than Trey, he didn't go too hard, but
No.
That may be a good segue that we haven't covered, to my knowledge, is the tipping aspect, and maybe we can save that for a later date.
Yeah, let's do it next week. We can talk about tipping.
That is important to cover.
$3,000 per minute. No.
Yeah. Anybody who says discussing money is inappropriate is wrong. That's just your boss trying to keep money out of your hands.
Yep. In today's economy.
Yeah, in today's economy, can you believe it?
But yeah, that might be a good one for down the road.
Yeah, we could talk about tipping stuff. I don't know. I don't have much else. You guys got any other things?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Had a pretty boring week overall. I mean, other than going back to old Landy's. We had to do that yesterday, too. That was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So, took that table back. That was, I don't think, or no, that would have been, what?
That was a few weeks ago.
Wednesday or something that we picked that table back up, but that, man.
Yeah, that table that broke somehow mysteriously.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck does that shit even break?
It was me and Trey that moved it the first time, too, and literally just, like, shifted it to get it away from the wall of boxes, and it just collapsed on itself. Like, well, we didn't do anything, so I don't know. But, yeah, man. No, I won't get into that. But yeah.
We don't need to. We can save it for next time. We're a few minutes ahead of our normal ending time, but that's all right. I'm tired of shit still.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And now I drank a few beers on an empty stomach.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go home.
Or somewhere for food, apparently.
Yeah, I need to get some food. That is desperation right there. Gotta go get some fucking fast food. God damn it. I don't even want it.
Delicious.
Got some Fiona's. Would you rather have a Fiona sandwich?
Nah, I'm gonna eat too much.
Okay.
Yeah, I plan on overeating.
Gotcha.
If it's not too much of a step, what did you get at Fiona's?
Oh, yeah,
today?
yeah.
Oh, bro.
By the way, Fiona's Delicatessen, is that their subtitle?
Yeah.
Correct.
That place is baller, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
If you're ever in the Fort Collins area,
Yeah, hit up Fiona's.
it's delicious.
Or don't, because you're going to be in my way when I need my Fiona's.
When Rounds order 2 sandwiches, you go be in the way.
Yeah, so, man, the Euro was on point today. It's fantastic. Saturdays, I don't get to Fiona's too often, but they had the crew there. I was like, man, it's all my favorite people. And then I got a full-ass pecan pie, bro. I'm so excited about it.
That sounds pretty good.
I have to get vanilla bean ice cream on the way home. But
That's a good call.
yeah.
That is
Oh, you could get some pecan ice cream, though.
True.
Oh, man.
Double
vanilla
pecan.
bean, pecans.
Double your fun.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of caramel in that bitch, too.
I'm sure the pie's not cheap, but just the one sandwich? Or?
No, we got 2.
Okay.
I have a...
Just making sure.
if Bennett needs it on standby, it's the...
Maybe.
Ian's Hawaiian... No, it's a Sarah's Bullseye, excuse me.
Oh, that's a
And,
good choice, too.
Yeah, I wish I could just spit off exactly what's on it, but that sandwich gets better as it sits, which is wild.
It's like chicken and some sort of sauce and pineapple and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah, I got a little cream cheese in there, but you
Yeah.
nailed it. The bread slips in mine, probably just like a toasted sourdough, right? But somehow that one just, like, give it 6 hours and it's better.
Everybody gets to know each other in the pot.
Right, it's, it's
Flavors. They transfer.
It's an amalgamation of delicious.
It's 100% accurate. Like, there are no lies here. It's a weird thing, but you're totally right.
Oh boy, I'm gonna fuck that.
I'm trying to think of where am I going to swing by now.
T-Bell's always safe.
T-Bell's safe.
Carl's Jr. on the way.
Ooh, Carl's Jr. Haven't had that in a long time.
Good Times is kind of on the way, but you got to take a weird, stupid
God,
path
that
in and out of there.
fucking
I hate
parking
that
lot.
location. It's fucking terrible. But I was just talking to somebody about that recently. I haven't been there in so fucking long, but the last time I went there, I got those, they have like loaded potato bites that are real
Oh, they're
good.
amazing.
I didn't know that those even existed
Isn't
until
that
like a
breakfast
week
thing?
ago. No.
There's
an
like
all-day.
breakfast potato things, too. Yeah.
Yes. No, those are like, they have wild spuds is what
That's
they called
okay.
those. But those are like potato wedges. These are like almost more of like a jalapeno popper type of situation. It's like a little like potato cake that's got jalapenos and cheddar in it.
Ooh.
And it's like,
Ooh.
they're really good.
Sounds good, yeah. If only that parking lot wasn't garbage.
But, exactly. Yeah. That was the only reason I ended up doing that was because I DoorDashed it and I was just like, fuck it, I'll just drive down there. It was one of my days off last weekend, so
All right, well, hopefully you weren't hungry listening to the end of this podcast because you're going to have to go get some garbage.
You can see where our brains are at.
Well, that'll end it for this week. We'll be back next week. Thanks for listening.
Like, subscribe, all that dumb stuff. Comment, even if you hate it. Talk shit to us. Who cares?
Yeah.
They don't mind.
Interact.
They think that we're engaging if you do that, and that's the point. So there you go.
Gotta work that algorithm, yo. All right, we'll see you.
I hit my wrist with a hammer.
Smack it for me, Harrison.
Hammer. Hammer. Hammer.
Smack it, smack it, smack it. Smack, 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 smack.
Hammer. I hit my wrist with a hammer.
Smack it for me, Harrison.
Hammer. Hammer. Hammer.
Smack it, smack it, smack it. Smack, 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 smack.
Hammer.
Smack,
Ham.
smack, smack.
Ham. I hit my wrist with a hammer.
Smack it for me, Harrison.
Hammer. Hammer. Hammer.
Smack it, smack it, smack it. Smack, 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 smack.
Hammer.